Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video I'm going to show you which types of Facebook lookalike audiences perform best when you are advertising on Facebook. Because if you listen to a lot of Facebook advertising experts or you talk to your Facebook rep, they'll often advise that you should use lookalike audiences because they produce the best results, and they do, but that's only half the story, because certain lookalike audiences, and there are lots of different types, I'm going to get to that in a minute, perform better than others. They will produce better results than others, and it really depends on what your lookalike audience is based off. What's your source audience? So that's what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to go through the options and show you which type of lookalike audience you should use in order and which are likely to perform best. Now, if you don't know how to create a lookalike audience on Facebook or set up the campaign that uses a lookalike audience, then check out the description of this video. There'll be a link to another one of my videos that shows you exactly how to do that. So if you haven't created a lookalike audience before, if you're not familiar with them, go ahead and watch that video first and then come back to this one to work out which ones you should be focusing on first. Okay, so first thing you need to do is head into Ads Manager, which is where I am right now, and then you need to go to the Audiences tab. So you do that by clicking the three little lines. With me, it's in the frequently used. With you, it may not be. It may be under Assets over here. So select Audiences, and that'll take you into your Audiences tab. Okay, and then once you're here, you want to select, get that out of the way, you want to select Create Audience, and then we don't actually want to select Lookalike Audience. The Lookalike Audience function works exactly the same way every time. It's take an audience, whatever the source audience is going to be, we're going to get to that in a minute, and Facebook is basically being instructed to find people that are very similar to that existing audience. Obviously, you set your percentage and you set which country you'd like to target, but that's it. So in coming up with the different types of lookalike audience you can create, really that's done at the custom audience level because it's dependent on the source audience. So let's go through these in order. Absolute best lookalike audience to create is one that's based off of previous customers, particularly if you're, let's say you're advertising like a pair of shoes or something like that. If you can use people who have bought that pair of shoes or shoes that are similar to it from your store and use that group of people as a source audience to create a lookalike audience, that's almost certainly going to perform very, very well. So to set that up, very, very simple, if you're not familiar, is you can either select customer file, and you've probably got these previous customers stored on a MailChimp list or some other sort of email service provider, maybe in an Excel document, in which case select one of these options, import the data, simple to do. The other option, of course, is to head into website traffic. If you've got the Facebook pixel installed on your website, which you should do. If you don't, check out my YouTube channel. There are other videos on that. You may want to add in people who visited specific web pages. You can use your order confirmation page or thank you page, something like that. Pop that in there. That's obviously only going to be people who have bought from you or registered. Or you can go for events, and if you've got the purchase code installed, you'll be able to select it from this list here. So that's the best one. Now, a lot of businesses, if you're launching a new product or service, or you haven't got many previous customers, lookalike audiences perform better when the source audience contains a lot of people. That gives Facebook more data with which to create a more accurate lookalike audience, which produces better results. So if you've had, let's say, less than 1,000 purchasers for whatever reason, then you may want to move on to some other options because that might produce better results. So next one after previous customers is your email list. Again, you can add your email list very easily, come into customer file, import from MailChimp, or copy and paste the data if you use another email service provider. Subscribers, all things being equal, is not as good a lookalike audience as previous customers, but you may have many, many, many more subscribers, in which case that's going to produce a more accurate lookalike audience and might work well. So if you're not unsure which one to use, what I'd recommend is you test both. We use this a lot for our clients, is where they might not have a huge amount of customers for that particular offer. We'll test that. We'll also test that alongside a subscriber lookalike. At the beginning, what we'll often find is a subscriber lookalike performs better, and as we generate more customers, more added to that source audience, and then the lookalike audience based off previous customers gets more accurate, that starts to perform better. That's what you may see. So I'm hoping this isn't too complicated with me saying audience 1,000 times. That's really the only way to describe this. Okay, so we've got previous customers, we've got email subscribers. The next one down is website traffic. So that's fairly self-explanatory. Come in here, you can do all website visitors. You could make it more targeted than that and do people who'd visited specific pages. Let's say if you've got 4 or 5 different services on your website and you want to just focus on one. Again, people who have visited those pages have demonstrated an interest in your product and services. So using them as a source audience and to create a lookalike audience, in other words, advertising to people that are similar to those people, can be a really good way to go and can work very well. Not as effective as the previous two, but can work well. So that's another option. Again, you'd need the Facebook pixel installed on your website to be able to pull that off. Next option down, you need to have video content on Facebook to really make this work, and you need to run video ads. But if you come in here and select engagement and then select video, you can create a lookalike audience from people that have watched a certain percentage of your videos. So if I select in here, one thing you need to be really careful with is to make sure you only use these options down here. So I only use 50% plus, because let's say someone's watched 3 seconds of one of your videos. Okay, that person isn't necessarily a good prospect for you. So advertising to people that are similar to that person probably won't produce very good results. But if someone's watched, let's say 75% or more of your video, and it's more than, let's say a 20-second video, it's a reasonably long video, a couple minutes long, something like that, that person probably is quite a good prospect. So you do want to advertise to people that are similar to them. So I only use these sort of lower 3 options, let's say 75% for now. Then you just want to go in and choose videos, set up your other settings. I've got other videos on all this sort of stuff, guys, how to create video viewer custom audiences. So check out my YouTube channel if you're not familiar with that. But that's the next option. Honestly, that's not an option that I use very often. Where am I? Up in video. That's not an option that I use very often because it just doesn't produce that good results. I found much better to use the other ones, and if you don't have email subscribers, website traffic, purchases, you're brand new, then you probably don't have video views either, in which case you just want to use the cold audience targeting options, interest, demographic, things like that. Other stuff that I talk about in other videos. The next one after video is people who have engaged with your Facebook page. So if I come in here and select this option, I can take all the people that have engaged with my Facebook page, whether that's, they follow it, they like it, whether that's commenting on a post, sharing a post, liking a post, something like that. I can do that within the last 365 days. Again, I've created other videos that talk about these settings, but I can take all those people and I can create a lookalike audience based off them and advertise those people. The reason why I've mentioned this one last out of the 5 options I'm talking about in this video is it's not a very good lookalike audience. And I've seen a lot of people have a conversation with a Facebook rep or something like that who has recommended they use this as a source audience to create a lookalike because they don't have any of the other options or not in great numbers, but they just don't perform very well. So it's not something that I would really recommend using. I would steer clear of this. Unless you wanted to make it really specific and you had things that people who sent a message to your page and you wanted to create a lookalike off of those because you're running a messenger ad or something like that. That can work. But in general, this is something I steer clear of. I focus almost exclusively on those top 3. Lookalike based off previous customers, lookalike based off email subscribers, and lookalike based off website traffic. Now, if I go back, you'll see that there are some other options. There's some lead form stuff that obviously only applies to lead-based businesses. There are lots of different options for custom audiences, and of course you can go on to create lookalikes off those. I'm not going to get to all those. I just wanted to cover the 5 that I see being used the most to keep this video short, and mention the ones that 95% of the time all we stick to are those top 3. Previous purchasers, subscribers, and website traffic. So hopefully you found the video useful. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Got any questions, pop them below. I'll be sure to get to them. And just before you go, there's something I want to mention, which is my 5-part Facebook ad template that you can download right now for free. So this template includes some of the best performing ads we've created for a number of different clients in a bunch of different industries. We tried to mix it up. And in the template, I've sort of broken down each ad, explained what we've included in each and why. So if you're looking to get better results from Facebook, I think you find it really, really useful. Click on a link in the video description. That'll take you to a page on website and you can download it there for free. Obviously, feel free to model from the ads, copy from the ads. I don't care, whatever you want to do. But yeah, hopefully you find that useful. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.